Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setup for today. So, big up, big down, big confusion. Got back up towards the 155, and we rejected for a move down. So, fairly, actually, in hindsight, and it's always easy in hindsight, but that was the level we needed to get above, as I said to you yesterday. But we didn't get above it. We did reject it and move down. So we'll just have a look at that on the lower time frames. At the moment, oscillators starting to cross over, and a little bit of divergence. We've got a potential double top here, but obviously we need to break below that swing low there. That's the next big area of support. Now, we've spoken about this quite often. If you look at the weekly, you can see this is a massive area of support through a lot of last year. We are starting to close below some of these tails on the weekly bar. This is a big weekly range bar at the moment with the data. So this is the last line of defense that we are testing here, and that's at 32,460. Let's just round that off to 32,400. So 32,400 is the area we need to pay attention to. Now, if we start breaking below that, it is starting to look really, really, really scary. So that would basically erase all the gains of the previous year. And depending where we close at the end of the year, but that would mean a big engulfing yearly bar. So at the moment, this area here at 32,460, that's the area we need to pay attention to. So let's just get back down to what we saw yesterday. Big up. For that to continue, you were looking for a break above here, find some support for a move, because we were in a downtrend. That failed. So what you're looking for it to actually work was a pullback on structure, then a move up. But we did get the pullback, but look at what happened. We basically just ignored everything and barreled through every single level. This is another range. So there's 2 weeks in a row where we've basically been ranging. So top of range, bottom of range, and that's kind of what I suspect is going to hold us up at the moment. So we do have a bit of a pin bar here. Could be another move back up into some structure for another rejection, or alternatively it could be a move up for another attempt to break the top of the range and get above it. This area is the line in the sand. We have to get above 34,144 and test it before we start becoming bullish on this. At the moment, I'm extremely neutral. I have no intention of looking for long-term shorts or longs. So price action yesterday, move up when we started forming this range. Oscillators were all grouped together, which I said to you, rather wait for the pullback onto some form of structure. There was a little gap in the middle here, round about the 155 on the 50-minute. See the buyers try to come in there and they got taken out. Then the next level was right here, and that also just didn't happen. We barreled through that very quickly. So what's happening now? Big up, big down. So first things on your mind is to say, oh, it's going to fall. We've got to look at this move. So sideways and then fall. The only thing that's going to make that happen is either a rejection of 33,296 or 33,300, or alternatively a break below this swing low here. Break below the swing low is not going to convince me either, because we do have a big area of support just below that at 32,464. So for me, for this to continue to the downside, I want to see a pullback onto structure, pretty much the same setup as yesterday, just in reverse. And if we reject that area, then I'm looking for a move to the downside. So if we just cross to the 15 minutes and have a look, a big up. Remember, we spoke about that range. Then we had this gap around about there, which I said watch out for the gap, and consolidated a bit, barreled through the gap completely. Didn't really do anything, to be honest. Came back into this area here where we saw a few tails, a few buyers come in, but nothing really to write home about. So at the moment, our 15-minute trend is down. So if we can reject this area of 33,300, then I would expect another probably a short move down to 32,464. That's kind of the trade that we've got at the moment. I just want to switch to the 5 minute. Something that we saw on the DAX, and it actually played out here as well. So you can see how we were in the moving averages here. We'd had a moving average crossover earlier in the morning. Then during European session, most of European session, just before the US session, then we crossed over the 155. You can see there, I think I can zoom in any more than that. Do this. That'll give us a better view. Okay, there we go. So you can see how really tight range on the 155, and then we started rejecting here. So hindsight being a perfect science, let's just get back to there. Hindsight being a perfect science, on the 5 minute, there is your break of your little range to the downside. There it is. You could have just hopped in on that, to be honest, because your stop is going to be relatively low. 139, it would be your stop loss, and then just maintain the trade, and you'd still be maintaining that trade at 700 odd points gain until you get a break of the 155 again. So hindsight being a perfect science, that's just an opportunity that we may need to be paying attention to, which means we need to adjust our strategy off the 1 hour onto lower time frames, and that's a whole different ball game. But anyway, we're going to have a look at that this weekend just to see how we can incorporate that into the strategy without having to sit in front of the charts. We're going to have to be very precise with our targets, sort of take profits, and very strict with those take profits as well. Anyway, for the moment we are range bound, so I am sit on hand until non-farm payrolls data is out, and once that is out, then we will have a look to see what is transpiring. Reject that 33,300 area. I'm definitely looking to ride the shorts to the downside, but definitely looking at a target of around 32,460 if that materializes. If we get above 33,296 and we find support up there, then there's opportunity for a bit of a scalp to the upside. But to be honest, we are sideways, so the safer bet is just wait for something to happen. That's going to help you get in on a decent trade. Anyway, that's enough from me. I hope it helps, and we will catch up with you on Monday morning. Enjoy your weekend. Cheers for now.